now live on site here during the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Here we are coming into round number 7. Like I said, I already had the opportunity to have a great guest on this morning and another opportunity here to have just another great conversation. We're one of the great entities here throughout Las Vegas, if you will, when you're talking about all the different events, different aspects that you can take in while you come to Las Vegas. One of the great watch parties in all of Vegas, without question, has been the Westgate Hotel, and especially over the last few years, as it's just continued to grow and get better. One of the great places to watch the NFR when you're here in Las Vegas. And a big reason for that, right here getting to join us, is the host of the watch party over the Westgate Hotel. This is Skip Ransom.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
Good
Skip.
to see you.
How are you,
here,
man?
Good. You know, we're 7 rounds, I think, in now, so Vegas is doing what Vegas does and wearing everybody out, but we're still having fun. It's a good time.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys, and I think that's part of why you guys have had such success, as you can tell you're having a good time with it.
You know, it really is kind of weird. You know, that casino's not very big. There's a lot of other places that have a lot more space, but we seem to put a lot of people in there and pack the energy in. It makes it fun to be there. And I don't know, any other place you go in Las Vegas, there's going to be cowboy hats. But every time I walk in that casino, I'm like, holy cow, everybody's here, you know? So it's been fun. It's been really fun.
Yeah, and not just this week, you know, but this is something that has continued to grow year in and year out, you know. And so over these last few years, what is this, your 4th year?
4th year, yeah.
Yeah, your 4th year there. And I mean, it was great from day one, but you could tell that you guys got things dialed in and that people began to find you.
Yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with just being consistent with what we've been doing over there and really making it something you want to come to, and not just a big screen where you watch the rodeo like everywhere else. Like, that's fun. I'm sure for some people that might be their deal, but for us, we want you to feel as if you're at a rodeo, as close as we can get anyway, right? And so our giveaways, I think that's a big draw. Our giveaways, our nightly music lineup. I mean, there's just a lot going on over there, but I think overall the success of that has just been, it's a fun place to be. It's a safe casino. It's kind of off the strip and stuff. So I think people just like to go there, and the drink specials are good. So anytime you can drink in Vegas for cheap is good, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. The buckets for $20 goes a long way.
Yeah. And what's weird about those buckets is last year they were $25 for 6 beers, and this year they're $20 for 5 beers. Nobody seems to care. They just keep buying buckets of beer like we cannot get them made fast enough. So it's been good. It's been really fun.
It has been good, and there's a lot of that I want to get into. But like, to start it off, you know, specifically, you do make it feel like you're at an actual rodeo, right? Yourself, you're a professional rodeo announcer, PRCA announcer, and Guy Bell, you know, is just he's a character. He's funny as all get out, you know. So you kind of have that arena vibe, you know, with an announcer and a barrel man, if you will, and you guys, you know, you're bringing a lot of the knowledge, a lot of the background, a lot of these contestants that they might be getting, you know, just at a regular spot, and then Guy obviously bringing his flair.
You know, Guy, the whole thing like that came together. I've never worked with that guy before, so we showed up at the PBR finals to kind of get to know each other a little bit 4 years ago, and I mean, he's just, you know, he's this guy. He's funny. He's always got something smart to say, and he's what brings the crowd in and kind of gets them to like have fun and loosen up and do their thing. And not intentionally, but I think just naturally. I think that my role there is to play the statistician or the knowledge on the rodeo part of it. And then he comes in and he's goofy and has fun and you know, does what Guy does. So it's a fun kind of partnership over there. But that's the whole point, is we want you to feel like you're at a rodeo. We don't want you to feel like you're at a casino. Yeah,
for sure. And speaking of that, you know, it's really just an amazing combination, a team between you two and all the staff and the different folks from around there. But how did that vision come together? I believe, you know, working with Cody, right?
Yeah.
And some of those folks, like, how did that all start in that vision?
So I think Cody's kind of had a relationship with that hotel for a few years now, a lot longer actually than we have been there. So he came to myself with that idea about wanting to put a party on there. Like 5 years ago, they wouldn't even put the rodeo on TV there. You couldn't even watch it. So we came there and we were like, this is what we're going to do. And Shelby and I were living in Decatur, and he called me and he said, hey, will you come to the American? I want to talk to you. So he came and he was like, hey, let's do this party. I want you to host it. This is the guy you're going to host it with. And I was like, okay. And when we showed up the first night, we walked out there, and I think there was like maybe 40 people out there. And you've been in that room, so you know it's not super huge. But
Yeah.
we walked out there, and after the first break, we walked backstage, and I told Guy, I said, it's going to be a long 10 days, Guy. And slowly over the next 10 days, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And that vision really came from Cody wanting a party that felt like you're at a rodeo, that brought you into the action, that made you feel like if you were to come here for the NFR and you couldn't go to the Thomas and Mack, you could at least go somewhere that felt rodeo-like.
Yeah.
And he's done a great job at getting it promoted. And Carson, our production manager, she's done a great job at keeping us all kind of in line. But they really just let Guy and I do what we do. And they let us be in our natural element. And that's kind of what makes it fun to do. And it's never going to be, I don't know, it's surreal to me sometimes when people show up and they're like, hey, we came all the way out here to see you and Guy. And I'm like, I'm just a guy, you know, I'm just a rodeo announcer. I'm not anybody special, but it does go to show like that watch party is something that people look forward to, and they plan around it, and they make plans to be at it during the NFR. So it's humbling for sure to have that opportunity to like have fun with people that want to be at that rodeo, and they don't even want to go to the Thomas and Mack. They want to come over to Westgate. So it's been pretty wild.
Yeah, and last night was a prime example of that. You know, I mean, there's a couple different people in the audience, and some that had won, you know, the prizes that had been there every single round.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, not just every single round, but they've been there every round, every year we've been doing the watch party. So one couple actually bought a timeshare at the Westgate just so they could have it for the watch party.
Man.
So yeah, like I don't know, and a lot of it is Guy. Like sometimes they want to take pictures. And they'll say, hey, can we get a picture with Guy? And they think that I'm going to be offended, but that's the greatest news I could hear ever, because I hate being out there and in front of the camera and stuff. But it is, we have genuine fans there. Yeah. Which is a crazy thing to say. It makes me laugh every time I say it, because there are people that show up just for that watch party. It's fun.
Yeah, and for good reason too. Like I said, all the things we've talked about, and you mentioned it briefly, but the giveaways, the prizes. I mean, last night, I mean, it kind of just went through it. I mean, went through it so fast. But last night you gave $1,000 to some old boy that had a retro shirt on and a mullet, you know, just because he was looking good, you know. But I mean, I was like, man, that's $1,000 check. That spends now.
So the NFR, it's the 40th anniversary of being in Vegas. So 1985 was the first year that Las Vegas hosted the NFR, and so we're doing this throwback thing. So last week, the NFR on round one did their own throwback, dress up in retro stuff, and we gave $1,000 away then too. And then this week we had our own at the Westgate. And in 1984, a little backstory on why we did it this way. In 1984, the Westgate was the largest casino in Las Vegas.
Oh man!
As far as rooms go, I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood like 2,600 rooms. When the NFR came to town in 1985, they built the Mandalay Bay. The Mandalay Bay had 3,000 plus rooms, so it lost its edge right there. But for a long time, the Westgate, or the International Hotel as it used to be called, was the largest hotel and casino. So it's got some nostalgia. It's Elvis's kind of home base. And so Cody Oden, the owner of Espuela, wanted to do a throwback thing. He's like, well, what are we going to do? And I was like, well, we can give $1,000 away to the best dress. So okay, we do that. Well, this guy shows up. He's been there every night. And he's dressed like that every night. And I'm like, man, this guy either this is just his style, or he is trying to compete for this thing. And I just couldn't turn that opportunity down. I mean, his shirt was amazing. Like, he just had the look of 1980s cowboy. And so, yeah, we gave $1,000 away for that. We gave an American hat away, Fenolio boots. We gave a pair of those away, 2 Plaza tickets to the rodeo tonight. So, and
that's just on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's a Tuesday night. So the prizes that we try to give away, we don't want them to just be cheesy, right? Like, we could give away beef jerky, and we could give away, ball caps or whatever. But we really want people to feel like when they come there, they left with some value, and that those prizes are free to enter. You don't have to pay to enter. I had a lot of people ask me last night, like, how do I enter to get the hat? I'm like, well, you just fill this card out and put it in this drum. And they're like, oh, I don't have to pay any money? Yeah. It's like, no, we're going to give you this hat for being here. I think the gifts and the prizes too, that's has a lot to do with Carson. She's got a good eye for knowing like what's going to be valuable to people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's fun to watch people like get really excited to win a hat or to win some boots or, you know, and we've got great partners over there. So it's been fun for that too.
Yeah.
Those giveaways are awesome.
And the giveaway piece too, like you kind of mentioned that drum. I mean, not that anybody thinks that anything inappropriate would happen, but they have the opportunity to see you pick a name out right there in front of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and so anybody has an opportunity. You know, you drop one in there, and you never know. You can be walking out of there with an American hat.
It's kind of funny, dude, because yesterday we had Mo Brings Plenty from Yellowstone was there, and he comes to the watch party often, but normally he sits up in VIP, so he's not bothered. Well, yesterday he was like, I want to sit in here. I want to watch the deal. So he goes in there, and he won 2 bags of coffee. So, like, anybody can win if you put your name in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, I had a guy come up to me after the show, and he's like, hey, don't you think it's kind of unfair that a movie star won that coffee? You know, he put his name in the drum, and they got drawn out.
Got drawn out,
it works, you know?
Yeah, things happen.
You know, Shelby, she sits there every night, and I told her, I said, just put your name in there. And she's like, well, is it very fair if your wife wins something? I was like, if Mo Brings Plenty can win something, you can win something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I think that's the other thing, too, that doesn't get highlighted a lot is that we have a lot of athletes come through there and a lot of, like, high-profile people come through there to be a part of it. And that's a draw that brings people in. But right now we've got Sam Peterson, number 2 guy in the world. He's got a really good shot at potentially winning the average here at the NFR in the bareback ride. And Mason Clements, Waylon Bourgeois, all those guys are athletes of ours. And so it's fun to have that rodeo connection from the arena to the watch party as well, because then those people there feel connected a little bit, like they're cheering for somebody that they actually know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sam comes by every night and makes sure everybody, you know, high fives and autographs and stuff. So it's been really fun.
That is cool, you know. And like I said, even just sitting there in the watch party itself, you know, I mean, you've got no matter what night you go, you're going to see some sort of, whether it's a big time rodeo athlete or some sort of great contract personnel, you know, I mean, you're going to see some big names and even if it's just rodeo people. You know, I mean, that's the other thing that I think almost makes it feel like a rodeo is that you're not just, you know, when you walk around town and stuff and you ask just some of the actual folks out here, you know, a lot of them are saying that they're going to the Westgate if you ask them what they're doing. And they, you know, they're telling me that, not even knowing the connection between you and I, you know. And so, so every time I hear that, it's always exciting and a thrill to hear that, you know, the success and the energy that's coming across and, you know, with the, you know, the watch party as a whole, because boy, I mean, year in and year out, you guys have just continued to grow, and it's been awfully cool to see.
It's been a big blessing for my career just as a whole, but like getting better and having those fans that are rodeo fans, like the people that come to the Westgate, I think a lot of them go to rodeos avidly throughout the year. But I mean, the guys in the Thomas and Mack can't hear them screaming, but if you're sitting in there and they're whatever it is, 89 in the bronc riding, those people are going nuts like they were sitting inside the arena. So it also, like, and you know this from announcing, like you feed off the crowd's energy just as much as they feed off of yours. And so having those rodeo fans in that building, I think we're just making more rodeo fans. We've got some people that almost every night somebody is there that's never been to Las Vegas for the NFR, or they've never been to a rodeo. And they almost always come up to us after the show, Guy and I, and they say, that was the most fun we've had in Las Vegas for free. What are you guys doing? Yeah. And I mean, really, it's just, I like rodeo so much, like I love it so much that I want to make sure that everybody feels like we went and did something really cool. And Guy is just, he's such a goofball. Like that guy's such a goofball that his whole thing is he wants everybody to have fun all the time. He doesn't want anybody to be sad or like, you know, not having fun or whatever. And so basically his main job is to make sure that you're having fun, you know, and he's running around and I'm oftentimes watching the rodeo, you know, because I have day sheets and I'm looking at stats and I'm checking the average and I get kind of nerdy with that. But I think the rodeo fans is what makes that show what it is. I mean, they come there and they want to be a part of it. So it's fun.
Yeah, and you guys have done a great job with it, and like I said, the camaraderie between you and Guy, and the, you know, the diversification, if you will. You know, you guys' height difference is just hilarious. That's a funny play in itself. But overall, man, you guys have done a great job. And like you said, it's kind of given an opportunity to kind of give your, shine and where you are in a traditional sense from a rodeo perspective, announcing a lot of great events year in and year out. And, being a PRCA announcer and BTO finals announcer and a lot of the things you've done. I mean, it's been great to watch that side of things as well. I mean, you've had a pretty solid 2025.
Yeah. We talk about this a lot, but this year, 2025 and I guess the second half of 2024, really, I had some conversations with some people, Anthony Lucia and you and Roy Doyle and some other guys, Scott Grover. So I've got some really good guys in my corner, but the one thing about having those guys in your corner is that they're not going to tell you everything you want to hear. They're going to tell you what you need to hear. And so, half 2024, I had to really humble myself and kind of realize that, like, you get to do some cool stuff, but you're not quite ready to do the thing you think you should be doing. So I've taken some time to really just focus on being a better announcer and not just an announcer, being a more professional rodeo contract act. And so 2025 just exploded. I mean, we got to do some really cool events, multiple BTO events, but the BTO finals was, probably a highlight. We got to do a BTO in Granbury where Kai Hamilton, John Crimber, Wasey Shalla, Dalton Castle, Hudson Bolton, I mean, Q Anderson, all these guys were there and now they're here. So getting to announce those guys and tell their story throughout the season and then watch them come to the NFR and try to compete for a world title. As a rodeo announcer, it's the coolest feeling in the world to be able to be around those type of guys and that energy. But yeah, I mean, 2025 was an insane year. We were busy. We did more events that we wanted to do, less events total, but more of the stuff that we kind of wanted to do. So bull riding was our focus this year. We were blessed to be busy.
And it's been fun to watch, man. And as you kind of hone in on that craft and I think the ceiling is a long, long ways away for you, as you're just getting warmed up when it comes to announcing and what 2026 and beyond is going to bring for you. But kind of when you look at, 2026 and then beyond, you talk about rodeos and bull ridings and obviously being a host of the watch party, you're really well versed in a lot of different ways. I mean, where do you see the road going for you here, in the next year or so?
Man, selfishly, I would really like to do some more PBR stuff. I'd really like to do some more bull riding focused stuff. Just because that's my background. That's what I like to follow mostly. But having that PRCA card, which was a journey in itself, being denied twice, 3 times. I don't remember how many times it was now, but having to just be faithful and understanding that, like, God's timing is perfect and it will happen when it's supposed to happen, and stop fighting so hard. But then getting that opportunity to have that card, and now I have kind of the hurdle that was in front of me is gone. So 2026, man, I'd be happy if I just booked one pro rodeo, and got to just say that I got to announce one PRCA rodeo. But ultimately the goal is to be at the PBR World Finals. To do the team stuff would be great. I don't know if the NFR will ever happen. That's a dream for every announcer, but it's kind of that's a narrow path to get there. I'm super stoked that Anthony Lucia got it. I think, and you and I have talked about it, I think that changes things on the lower end and
absolutely.
Kind of elevates everybody else from that bottom portion up. There's a lot of work that goes into being a good announcer, and it's not just talking. It's not just, knowing this score or that score. So I'm really focused on just how do I get better at that stuff, that back end stuff that nobody sees. And if I could do one horseback, I think if I could do a pro rodeo horseback, that would be like a bucket list for me.
Bucket list for sure, man, for sure. Well, I think a lot of that is in store for you, and just obviously you got a bright future for many, many years to come when it comes to announcing, and looking forward to having a front row seat to watching your career evolve and see where this takes you, man. But right now you still got 4 more rounds to go here at the watch party, and keep that energy rolling. And
it's always crazy when we get to Wednesday and there's 4 more rounds left. We've been here for over a week, and everybody's like, there's there's like these waves that come. So like
Yeah, exactly.
last week, Thursday through Saturday was a big wave. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, things slow down. And then today, everybody gets here for the weekend, you know, so it's going to be, I'm sure tonight's crowd's going to be twice as big and loud and fun. And the one thing that is the most fun about this watch party is that for the last 4 years, my birthday has fallen during this watch party. So I get to celebrate a birthday at the NFR, which
Cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing anyway. Yeah. But this year, championship round is on my birthday Saturday, so I'm excited for that. I think these crowds are going to get bigger. I think that the rodeo is just getting better and better. I mean, last night was a great round. We won't get into what happened in the Saddle Bronc, but I think that there's some fire that was lit last night, and I think that there's going to be some really cool things that happen over the next 4 days.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to watch how Stetson specifically approaches this whole thing now, and then what that might have done. You might have awoken a sleeping giant. Not that he wasn't already awake, but yeah. Well, thank you so much, man, for stopping by and telling, chatting us about your story and filling us in on the watch party, because it has been, like I said, just there is no better place to watch the rodeo. If you can't go to the Thomas and Mack, make sure to get over to the Westgate. So I appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you.
But right now, folks, as we wrap up another great episode here on the Woodshed with Cody Wood on the EQUUUS Radio Network, EQUUUS Television, for all of you watching live around the world. Thank you so much for following us all week and tuning in again here to chat with Skip Ransom. If you ever have the opportunity, maybe you're on your way here to Las Vegas right now and you're not going to the Thomas and Mack, I'm telling you, the only place you want to be is the Westgate Hotel, and check out that watch party. It is awfully fun. You could be the next owner of an American hat and all the old boots. $1,000 check just for wearing a different type of shirt. So anyway, for right now, folks, this is Cody Wood from the Woodshed and EQUUUS Radio Network. Looking forward to another great guest. We got a couple today, jam-packed day. So looking forward to the next one here later this afternoon. So make sure to tune on in. But for right now, hope you all having a great day and looking forward to a great round number 7 here at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo.